Welcome everybody. Like this is it. This is now season 2 of the Lego Batman um, tournament. It's the second installment we have right now. We have here Nolan versus Tigger. They both had a really close match in the seeding match we had a week or 2 weeks ago. I think it was only like a couple minutes off, so it should be really interesting. The seeding match was a triple bingo, but as you can see, the final tournament now will be a lockout bingo. So I will go over the rules of lockout bingo real quick because maybe somebody's not familiar with it. So the goal of a lockout bingo is to lock out your enemy of getting like the majority of the squares on one board. So as soon as you have 13 goals marked, they don't have to be like in a line or connected at any point. You can just get 13 goals if the first one to get 13 goals wins. This is you have to do some mind games maybe because if your opponent sees where you're going, sorry, sees where you're going, they can maybe snipe one of their goals, and it's really interesting and should be a lot of fun. I think that's it for like the introductory. I will give a countdown. Both runners have a 3-minute prep time to look at the card and see or find out a good route they want to do. I will give both runners a warning at 1 minute and then a countdown at 10 seconds, and then we're off. So I hope both runners are ready. Getting that confirmation somewhere.
I am ready.
Good. Nolan's ready as well, I think. I hope so. Yep, both are ready. So we'll give the countdown. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right, let's reveal the card. So what can we see on this card, which is for lockup bingo, you don't actually have to go through like which one you want to connect or anything. So you want to look at stuff like hero episode story, column 5, row 4. The first one who can complete 5 levels in hero can mark this goal and the other one can't mark this. So this would be a great one to actually do or to aim for. So how can you get hero story or hero episode story the fastest? This would be episode 2. So one play would be to go straight into episode 2 to get this hero episode. We can continue with this train of thought and then see what else is in episode 2. We can see Sue's company, Red Brick. It's actually one that's possible in story. But it's slow in story. But then again, maybe it's like 2 minutes slower in story to get, but if you're there first, you can secure this square and get it, and the other one maybe is already in free play, and like right before he gets it, and you can mark it and you have it. What else are easy goals? Like collect all suits. That means you have to go to 1-4 to get the heat suit because that's the only level of the heat suit. 3 villain red bricks. Also an easy goal. You can get many villain red bricks without losing much time. But then again, you need to have money for that. And there she goes again. Again, we have like episode 2. There she goes again. You can get this hostage in story. So this would be like already 2 squares you can do like super quickly. There are a lot of mini kits. How this is designed, you see 4 plus story mini kits, so you have to get them in story. 3 plus mini kits, 2 plus mini kits. Maybe it's good. Oh, by the way, 50 seconds until the race starts. So maybe you want to get like something breaking blocks, 2 mini kits. You have to decide, do you play through like the whole level intended and then just go back in free play and get those 2 mini kits, or do you grab them along the way while you're playing the level? So all those little decisions that actually make or break your run, especially in a lockout, because you are the only one that can claim squares. Let's see. A surprise for the commissioner is another goal. No boss skip. The boss skip saves around 2 minutes. But again, if you're there, 10 seconds, yeah. Right, 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. And both started. So let's see what they decide to do. So we can see immediately Tigger goes for, he completes or is doing 1-1 while Nolan is leaving. So we already see they don't go for the first, like they don't have the same goal at the beginning. So let's see. And Nolan going to episode 2, the quickest episode, with episode like the quickest hero episode. And episode 5 is the quickest villain episode. So maybe he goes for this hero episode story goal right away. So we'll see. There's also the hostage in this level and the no gliding. For the no gliding you need to grab the magnet suit, and it looks like he's actually doing the no gliding. Which is great because if he does it here, doesn't matter how long it took him, how long it takes him, but if he can do it, he can mark 2 goals immediately if he gets no gliding and also the hostage. The other side, you can see Tigger not going for tech suit skip, which is a good call because there's this goal, collect all suits. So you want to get the tech suit at some point and you can grab it here and have it already. Nolan's struggling a bit with the jump from the tightrope. It can be tricky if you're too close to the wall, so what you actually want to do, you want to aim a little bit to the left of the wall. It makes it way easier, like this, and they got it, nice. And Tigger having a lot of stats here. So we can see almost 6,000 stats on player 1. And let's see, I hope it doesn't grab the... Nolan doesn't grab the flight suit here. Okay, good. But I'm not sure if he knows that he needs both players at this side. So for this goal you actually need both players, so you need to build a little bit of the bridge to get the other player over. It's a pretty tricky goal because there's like no speedrun category that actually plays the level like this. But I think he realized right now, since he's walking back. It will be quicker to just jump down into the void because walking on the magnet wall is so slow. Let's look at Tigger. Tigger finished his first level. So let's see what goals are in episode 1, for example. So we can see, going over it, the face-off, 5 story mini kits. That's an easy one. The face-off is one of the levels where you actually can get 10 mini kits in story. Buy all road police vehicles. That's unlocked after 1-3. That's also one that's possible. And everything else is either in another episode or episode 5. Nolan here still not having Batman over. So at some point he probably has to go back and grab him because I don't know of any way to get to the other side. Ah, he has him over now. Okay. And that's how you do this casually, because I was always confused and never knew that you actually had to build this thing. And Tigger leaving episode 1 and going to episode 2 as well. But we can see he doesn't go for the magnet suit, and the magnet suit is required to do this level without gliding. And Nolan actually a little bit in trouble because he had to build like the grappling hook, but he didn't do it, so now Batman can follow. So at this point I would try drop-in ward probably, or just, yeah, use the casual way at this point. But now the race is on. Whoever gets to the hostage first can mark it, because like it's heavily in favor of Tigger actually, since he goes for the glide suit, he will finish the level quicker than Nolan. So you can see now, Nolan wasted all his time basically trying to go for the no glide suit strats, while Tigger just went with the glide suit, but he can mark the hostage, which probably was also on Nolan's mind to grab. Of course, Nolan can mark the no glide suit square, but Tigger will be ahead after this because he already has finished episode or 1-1, and he's going for the hostage now, I guess. This is a pretty tricky jump to do. Really have to delay the jump input there, or the attack actually. And you want to jump before you go over the edge, because else you get stuck at the edge because of your iframes. Yeah, Tigger gets the hostage here, and it just exits out. He doesn't even complete it, but he can mark his first goal. And he goes back. Interesting play here. For everybody wondering, you don't have to finish the level. The hostage saves once you actually once you freed the hostage, and we see Nolan exiting out of the level. So Nolan basically the last 7 minutes, he wasn't able to accomplish anything. The idea behind it was good. If he had gotten the jump quicker, he could have like get 2 squares pretty quick, but it's a tough strat. Like I remember I did a practice bingo a couple of weeks ago, and I went for this goal as well, and I usually never go for this goal. And it took me also quite a long time to actually get it done, because first, I've never practiced it, I didn't know how to do it. And second, it's a hard goal to actually do quick. You can see both players now in episode 1. Like I said, there's only 2 goals in episode 1. 3 if you count the hero of episode story. And Tigger finally got the drop-in warp there. So let's keep track of what suits Tigger already collected, or both players actually. So they have the glide suit, or Tigger has the glide suit, the bomb suit, and the tech suit, and the magnet suit. And Nolan right now is the magnet suit, the tech suit, and the bomb suit. So the only one missing are the dive suit, which are only in 2-3 and 2-5, and the heat suit, which is only in 1-4. So if they're going for this goal, they have to play through episode 1 and 2 basically. It's interesting that both players avoided episode 3. In a lot of bingos you actually see players rush episode 3 immediately, especially when they have to go to episode 6, because 6 is fast build, and it's always worth to grab fast build even if it's not a goal. It's such a quick grab. It's like 3 seconds slower, and a shop trip. So overall, you gain way more time than you lose for grabbing it. Nolan doing good on his stat count here. Tigger almost exited back to Batcave. And Nolan getting 0 stats, it looks like. Yeah, should be fine, yeah. Tigger making his way through. Nice reception. Not going for the pipe jump. It's a pretty tough skip. When I joined this like community or the Lego speedruns in general, pipe jump was considered like an IL only strat. Like if you're brave, you go for it, but most of the time it was considered you're stupid if you go for it because it's so hard. But it's funny how that shifted, because now everybody on like a high play level actually goes for pipe jump. And we see both in the same level now. They were struggling with this kick jump, which is definitely not an easy one to get. Like both players are mainly free play runners of this game, or they focus more on free play, and you don't have to do delayed kick jumps in free play like ever, but it's a huge deal in story to get like super delayed kick jumps. So you can make gaps like this, and if you're not used to it, they're tricky to time. But we can see Tigger going for the backup strat here. Not sure. Okay, so Nolan tries to go for stat multiplier, it looks like. So he can grab the purple stats back there. So if that we know, he probably wants to buy something. The road vehicles in total cost like 15,000 stats. So it doesn't have to stat grab for those. If I have to guess, he's going for the 3 villain red bricks. And we can see that Nolan got the drop-in warp way quicker than Tigger, so he's making up some time here. And both 1v2 seeing Tigger 1v2 seeing the boss fight. It's so much quicker to 1v2 see this boss fight, so you can keep freeze in one position. Nolan smartly reset the spawn point, so by going onto the purple snowy area back there, or yeah, kind of purple, you can actually reset your spawn point. He also gets it, and let's see if he goes for the up warp here. Yeah, he goes for it, gets it quick, that's nice. So that's a good second. Nice. And Nolan gets the kick jump second try. And Tigger goes right side first. I never see right side first. I always go for the left side first. So there's a small time save on Tigger's end he could have gone for. If he starts pushing one block or one box with one player during the cutscene or before the cutscene starts and continues pushing, he can move the second player still during the cutscene. And we see also Nolan not going for pipe jump. So let's see if he gets this. Yeah, he gets it first try. Really nice, saving a lot of time here. And Tigger finishing off 1-2 and Nolan going for the drop in warp here. See, doesn't get it. Tries it again. It's really finicky because you can, if you're unlucky, you can like be in a death loop basically, where you can't talk. Always die right when you respawn. Oh, I'm not sure. This is two-phase chase that Tigger's in and not the face-off. So those minikits that he collects, they don't count. Obviously, not telling him until he's done. Gonna be interesting how they handle, or how Tigger handles this, because he could exit out of the level immediately and buy the road vehicles, and he can mark another spot square, or he can just continue hoping that Nolan does the same thing, because he might lose his lead level-wise by doing so. It's gonna be interesting how he handles the next part of this level. And we see Nolan also doing right side first. So Tigger grabbed 6 minikits here. There's no minikit goal again in this level. Probably confuse the two-phase chase and the face-off, which is something that happens to a lot of runners. I confuse them from time to time as well. We mainly use like the not abbreviations, like the level numbers to talk about the levels. So this would be 1-3, episode 1, level 3. And since you use that style, it's sometimes hard to actually remember how the level is called. I will unmark this and pop a quick message to Tigger. So Tigger now in Poisonous Appointment. Again, no goal here, but here's the only level of the heat suit. And we also saw that Tigger didn't go to the shop to buy the police vehicles. So if Nolan goes to the shop and buys the police vehicle now, he has a lead. Or not actually like a lead, but he can mark this square. It's like a free square once Nolan finished for both players. Let's see what Nolan does. He goes to the back cave, so he will be buying most likely the police vehicles right now. Yep, and he's heading to the shop. You should have enough stats. There's like 3 police vehicles, which is like 5, 7, and 7,000 K. Like I don't have the numbers like in my head right now, but they're not too expensive. And Nolan making sure he has enough stats actually. So let's see if he buys the correct ones. Police car, police bike, police van. And he's missing a little bit of stats, it looked like. Policeman. And he got all the police vehicles. So he basically denied a free goal for Nolan right now. For Tigger. Very important to grab the heat suit here. So what is the only suit they're missing, or that Tigger is missing? He is missing the dive suit. He has all of the Batman suits, and besides the dive suit, he should have every other suit as well. So what will Tigger do here? Will he go? The smart move would be to finish this episode so he can mark the hero episode story. But we could also see him going and finishing off. We're going to 2-3 to grab the dive suit immediately. But given he has a lead in the level, which he obviously doesn't know right now, that he's ahead, he should grab or should finish this episode. Especially since he can do Two-Face Chase, 5 story mini kits as well. And we're seeing Tigger not going for room 4 skip. It's a pretty tough one. It saves a lot of time, but if you're not familiar with it, I won't go for it. It's not worth the time to do it if you're not like super like practiced on it. Should probably drop out player 2 here, Tigger, because this room is really unforgiving with 2 players dropped in. As you can see. and he finally drops out. And seeing that Nolan only grabbed 26 pieces here, you wanna, if you're going for a room 4 skip, you're fine, but if you're not going for room 4 skip, you wanna be at 27 here, because the 3 pieces you can grab while you're waiting for the bomb to blow up. And then you don't have to destroy a cupboard later on in the level to grab 5 more pieces. We're seeing Nolan also going to grab the heat suit here. Now again, what will Nolan do? Does he know that he's behind level-wise? Because then the smart move would be to go to episode 2 and grab the dive suit before Tigger can grab the dive suit. And Nolan going for room 4 skip. See how he does it. Well, doesn't go for it. Generally, if you change VSync there, but I guess he dropped out. If you change VSync there, it's a clear indication that you're going for room 4 skip. So now Tigger is in the correct level. Which minikits will he grab? I personally would go for all in the 2-phase room, like the toxic room. They're super fast to grab. And the 2 in the end room, because he only needs 5. Probably I would go for 1 in this room, like the things you have to stand on to get it. It's a quick one you can do. And Tigger trying to time here to drop in warp, so you want to jump like off rhythm with Batman, and he gets it. Nice. This was one of the first drop-in warps that were actually found. There's a minikit on the right. You have to stand on the yellow and black things, roads, signals. I don't know how they're called actually. But if you step on all of them, you get a minikit. I would probably go for this one, honestly, and skip one in the toxic room. Really nice FPS here to get such a high launch. He can't quite drop Batman up in here. He still needs to pull the lever. So Batman actually has a path to follow. Then the drop-in warp works. So far, no story minikit from Tigger's side. So again, there's 5 in this room, this big opening section, 3 in the next room and 2 in the end room, and you can grab all of them in story. 1 out of 3 levels which is possible to get, like every collectible. The other one's 4-1, which is possible, and then there's also 2-5. Still no minikits grabbed. I hope Tigger realized that I unmarked his goal And he doesn't have this goal yet. I DM'd him, so he should know. But yeah, it looks like it doesn't go for the mini kit, so this could be a pretty nice time save for Nolan if he actually decides to go for the mini kits here. But then again, maybe Tigger thinks Nolan is ahead because he already marked to buy all road vehicles. Maybe he thinks you have to complete episode 1 for this. And yeah, Nolan goes for the story mini kits here. Smart move to grab this one. That's the one I would grab in this room as well. Looks like Nolan has troubles dropping in Robin here to the other side. Walk all the way back. And he gets it. Nolan not going. Oh, he goes for this mini kit. Or, no. Probably doesn't have the FPS required to do the punch launch. Or he doesn't want to like deal with it. And he grabs another mini kit here. A little bit out of the way, but not a bad choice at all to grab this one. And Tigger can mark the hero episode now. So this should give an indication to Nolan where Tigger is right now. And it looked like both players forgot to pull the lever here. Again, in free play, you can just, or restricted free play, you would just drop in warp to the player up there. And Tigger going to episode 4. Let's look at episode 4. Which goals are in episode 4? So episode 4, we have On the Rocks for story mini kits. Couple quick one this level. Oh, there's also 0.5 plus mini kits, which both players didn't go for. Then there's also an Enterprising Theft 3 plus mini kits. On the Rocks 30k stats. Rhythm Mix Withdrawal 10 mini kits. Again, those are 10 story mini kits. Breaking Blocks 2 plus mini kits. Now it's supposed to get 4 actually in story. So it's going to be interesting which one they choose. The Rhythm Mix Withdrawal, no wall jumping. Green Fingers Hostage. Green Fingers 4 plus mini kits. So a lot of things in episode 4. The smart move from Tigger to actually go to episode 4, saying he can have to collect all suits if he wants to. I'm not dealing with that. I'm focusing on the many goals I can get in episode 4. And I didn't pay attention how many mini kits Nolan has right now. I hope he has at least 3. Because there's only 2 in the boss room. Nolan goes for the mini kits here in the boss room. So I hope I didn't pay attention if he grabbed the mini kit again in the Two-Face room. There are 3 mini kits there, you can grab all of the glide suit. Let's see. 4, okay, so Nolan is good with the 5+ story mini kits. Just needs to destroy one more thing for that. And smart move from Tigger to go, like, not spending time to grab some mini kits here. You can go back in free play and grab them super quick. You probably will go for a couple of them in the end room, I guess. So he doesn't have to go all the way to the end room again. There are 4 mini kits here, yeah, and he goes for them. There's one here, then one in like the in the windows to the right. Struggle a little bit to actually get the mind control guy to pull the lever. He gets it there. A little bit of an early mark, but that's fine. He got the 5 mini kits. And again, I would have prioritized grabbing those mini kits in the end room, because then you can skip the whole end room. Now he has to go back into the end room, and everything in the end room is possible. Actually, every mini kit is possible in 4-1. Right, next on the rocks, 4+ story mini kits. And it looks like it goes for story mini kits and studs. It's the only reason why it would destroy so many things. There are a couple of really easy studs actually to grab here. In the boss room, there are like 2 purples just lying there, if you know where they are. Goes for this mini kit. See, which one would I grab? I would grab the one on top, behind the strength requirement. I will grab... which one else? The one in the next room. Then I will grab the one on the far left in the room 3. Then there's one in the boss room I will grab. And I'm still missing one for that, so... probably the truck one here is a good one to grab. And Nolan back in... there she goes again, no glide suit. Here's the second try. Let's hope it went better now. It's definitely a tough goal to do immediately. Like, it's the first, like, real match they have, both. And probably nerves were there and quite nervous, but now that they play for 40 minutes, or Nolan played for 40 minutes, probably calmed down quite a lot and feels comfortable that he can do it now. So we'll see. And Tigger going for that mini kit as well, behind the strength wall, looks like. No. Nolan doesn't go for the no glide suit. Smart move. He lost so much time the first iteration, so it's Pretty clever to not try it again. And yeah, Tigger didn't forget to grab the mini kit. He just opened up the thing, but he didn't grab it yet. He don't know if he realized that he already opened up like the pathway to get it. No, he didn't realize it. This makes it tough now to grab another mini kits. There's this one you can grab with a quite interesting setup actually. So by like letting the mag troll character jump into the lava thing, you can actually, when he respawns on the far left side. You can quickly mind control it and grab the mini kit on top there. Ooh, and FTT from Tigger's side. Tough one, but a cool one. Saves quite a bit. It looks better. Almost got it. Can we see the FTT used with changing VSync and not an alt tab or naming clip? This should work, by the looks of it. Close. And let's hope Nolan knows how to avoid the soft lock this level. It's quite easy, you just have to make sure the Catwoman is always on camera. Okay. Got it there. If you pan the camera down, you can always get it. And Tigger deciding to just do it the other way. It's not the intended way. Or no, he's still going for it. Which is actually, he lost over 10,000 stats by doing that. He was up at 20,000 stats, he's down 4,000. And he gets a respawn. Okay. He goes for this mini kit. There's a ladder on the left. Yep. And he also goes, not sure if he goes for the red brick here. Red brick is super expensive here. I think it's 2 million. But it's definitely not a red brick you want to buy. Tigger now having 3 story mini kits. And Nolan already in the trash pop battle fight. So if he gets, he will be able to march collect all suits. But this, like, collect all suits is not a goal that takes very long. So it's not that Tigger spent like insane amount of time to actually get all suits. It's like just an inconvenience for Tigger now that Nolan's able to grab it. And does he go to the left side to grab the mini kit there? I would assume so. It's a super easy mini kit to grab. There's also a purple stop back there. Gets him back to 20,000 stats. But he lost some of them again. I think he needs to grab the lower... Yeah, it needs to grab the lower bar. Yeah. So there's one more mini kit he needs to grab. Again, we're seeing Tigger going for all those threats and lose him stats if he doesn't get it. And we can see on Nolan's side why this level is called Trash Bomb Battle right now. Tigger deciding he had enough from this jump. Going for the intended strat. Trying to drop in warp him, but doesn't work. Looks like his path is not the correct one. So let's see, where does Nolan grab the collect all suits? Does he go for the dive suit right away here? Or does he go all the way to 2-5 to grab the dive suit there? Personally seeing that Tigger marked the rhythm makes withdrawal on the wall jumping gives you kind of a little bit of freedom how you want to route like your episode 2 on Nolan's side. Because you know your opponent isn't in the same like, episode as you are, so you have time to like go for not like optimal strats. It's probably the wrong word. But, like you can take your time to do the goals. So grabbing the dive suit here, I'm actually not sure if it's the fastest one. I believe the one in 2-5 is faster to grab. So if I would know my opponent is not in episode 2, it doesn't have the dive suit yet, I'll probably go all the way to 2-5 to grab it. But it's, again, it's one of those risky plays. And there's the last mini kit on the left side. Ooh, that's a wrong combination. Let's go, okay. Needs to move a little bit more to the left to actually grab the mini kit here. Right, that's the 4th story mini kit. So all I have to do now is to finish the level. Green finger, there's 4+ mini kits and the hostage. The hostage is in a free play only room. But Tigger decided to quit out of the level. Probably going to 1-1. Oh no, he goes back to on the rocks to grab his 30k stats. Which is a good move because he wasn't able to grab it in story. Just does it again here. And again we can see now how quickly it is to do certain goals in story versus how quick it is to do it in free play. It's a nice thing about free play is you can just quit out once you have the 30k stats. So it's quick to like grab it in free play, but obviously it would be preferred to actually do it in story. Getting a nice multiplier there. It's always 1/3 there. And Nolan already almost finished with the boss fight. Tigger 2/3 there. Now you realize that he probably forgot the minikit here to grab. A nice ×5 multiplier. Wasn't able to extend it far enough to grab the blue one as well. That's hanging at the bar. And I think we can collect all suits for Nolan. Let's go over the suits that he could grab. He grabbed the dive suit in this level. He has the tech suit from 1-1. He has the magnet suit from 1-2. This should be all the suits for Robin, right? And yes, that tracked suit from 1-4. So he has all the suits there. Batman, he has the Sonic suit. He needed it in 1-4. He has the bomb suit. He has the glide suit, and he also has the flame suit. So he could actually mark to collect all suits. So I will mark to collect all suits because we have written in the rules that it's not allowed to bait somebody into believing you don't have the goal. I can mark that for Nolan. Now I'm going for an interesting way to do turtle skip here. Because you need Batman on the other side. Oh no, I know what he's doing. He's going for the story rep break. Oh, that's amazing. That's a strat I found. Oh, that hypes me up actually. Actually going for the story rep break with my method. I never see somebody do it besides me. But he knows how to do it. But that's interesting. Probably at this point would it be faster to just finish the level and do it in free play. But still, that's cool to see that. Almost. Gets a good respawn. Do you want to jump and dive into the tube? Or jump into the tube to spawn like this? Now he has to jump into the tube basically. Up from out of bounds to actually spawn the red brick on top. It's finicky, it's typical strat I would find. Cool. Again, at this point, probably would have been faster if it just continued normally and grabbed it in free play. Because there's no requirement to do it in story. But I like the attempt. So we're seeing a lot of safer strats on Nolan's side. Which is actually a good thing if you're not too familiar with all of the skips. Sometimes doing like a safer variant of it that costs you a little bit but is 100% consistent. It's actually the smart move than just risk it all. And he's going for bench clip here. And he destroys the bench. So he has to go for... He still has like 2 or 3 different options what he can do. He can go for the clip here. He can do the FTT BRC on the right side. He can do a punch launch and he destroyed it. He could do a punch launch and he can do wall jump drop-ins. So there's so many ways now to actually skip the turtle and all of them are bad. And I didn't pay attention if Tigger actually grabbed some mini-kits along the way. Don't believe so. So you can see right now the score is actually 5 against 3 for Tigger, so Tigger is in the lead. Like a really smart move from Tigger's end to actually go to episode 4, since there are so many goals to mark in episode 4. And also like the snipe at the beginning to get the hostage, that was pretty nice. Will Tigger continue and go all the way to breaking blocks? Looks like it. There's 3 plus mini kits here in an enterprising theft. Oh no, it quits out. I would guess he goes and grabs the hostage right away. Only needs a character that can actually lay bombs. So either Penguin or Bombs of Batman, which he obviously has. And he also grabs some mini kits along the way. This mini kit is actually possible to get in story. Nobody did it, but it would be possible because those are all the same load and you can do an infinite wall jump pretty like at the beginning of the level. So you probably need to wall jump. Ooh, nice switch to get the ward back. So we would need to drop our wall jump like 5 minutes and then blindly maneuver all the way to the mini kit while falling. It's one of those that are possible in theory, but nobody was crazy enough to actually record it or do it. So Tigger has 2 mini kits right now with this one. Yeah. So he needs 2 more, I believe. Yeah, 4. Personally, I would have gone for the like card mini kit right at the beginning. It's probably not the fastest, thinking about it, but it's super easy one to get, and you can do it in story as well. Nice move. And Nolan going to Poison Appointment to grab 5 minikits. I would have went back and grabbed the red brick as well in 2-4. Only 2 minikits here in the beginning. A lot of minikits you can grab in the second room. Gonna be a tough one since he doesn't have a high jumper. He only has Batman, Robin, and all the suits. Goes for the heat minikit here. There's at least 2 you should always grab if you intend to do a goal like this for Nolan. So the one in room 4, like the heat suit one, you should have grabbed, and the one at the end, like the flower room, you should have grabbed as well, so you can skip all of like the whole last room. Not going for the Tigger doesn't go for the mini kit here in the pond. Not a simple mini kit to grab. Probably goes for the one next room with the magnet wall. Should be his 4th. And Tigger now able to mark 2 goals, giving him a big lead. And Tigger quitting out of the game, probably to walk quicker to episode or to the Batcave. One thing I implement as well in bingos. It's only a little bit faster actually. But now, like, the table have turned basically, since Tigger has to do all of episode 2 now, while Nolan can just like clear bingo after or card after square from now on. Goes for the dive suit one here. Number 4, so he needs one more. Probably grabs the one on top of here. This is also one that's possible in story. You can lag grab this one super easily. Almost got it. Oh, and Tigger going for the no glide suit, but doesn't realize that he needs the magnet soup for that. Nolan grabbing the mini kit, marking the goal. Now Tigger realized that he has to go back to grab the magnet suit. Looks like it, yeah. Smart move from Nolan would be now to grab the red brick 2-4. Let's see. So with 2-4, probably grabs the red brick. And probably forgot that it doesn't have slam. Can you bomb this gate? I don't know actually. Oh, you can. Interesting. So he still has to get on top of like where the red brick will spawn, which is not an easy jump. You need like an elephant to do it. But he's in free play, could probably just jump and switch to glide suit. Yeah. Normally it's done with a double jumper. A little bit laggy on Nolan's side, but should change quickly. And that looks good from Nolan, but I can tell. Yeah. So he can secure this skull as well. So let's see what's actually left on the board. There she goes again, no gliding, which Tigger is doing right now. And then rescue no room 1 skip, then rescue 8+ mini kits. And there's only one goal in episode, or 2 goals in episode 6. So Nolan can actually turn this around. If he goes for all the goals in episode 5 now, and also like snacks or tries to do the goals in episode 1 that Tigger didn't do, he could turn it around. Tigger's struggling with jumping on the tightrope here. It's also possible to jump to the right side with Batman, but it's super bad. A little bit over an hour in, and it's actually pretty tough to say who's in the lead right now. If you just look at the squares, obviously Tigger is in the lead with 2 squares. But Tigger has to do all of episode 2 still, while Nolan can go immediately to episode 5 and finish the levels off there. Which basically means that everything Tigger did in episode 2 was for nothing. But on the other hand, Tigger actually got the no glide suit. At least he can mark 1 more goal. But still, you have to mark 13 goals to win. Tigger right now at 7. After he completes this goal, he's at 8. He still has to do 5 more. And probably somebody has to go to episode 6. Does Tigger decide afterwards that it's not worth going for any additional things in episode 2 and go straight back to episode 4? That would be probably the smart way. He knows that Tigger is ahead in Nolan is ahead in episode 2. Just based on like the goals he just marked. So he could go back and go for Breaking Blocks 2+ mini kits, which is story 1, and Enterprising Theft 3+ mini kits, also story, and doing the Rhythm Makes Withdrawal 10+ mini kits. That would mean that he will be at 11. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. If he goes back into episode 4, does everything in episode 4, he will be at 11 goals. But he has no chance to get any goals in episode 5, based on where Nolan is in story right now. So he has to rush to get to Dying of Laughter, the hostage. And also, somebody probably needs to buy the red bricks. And so far, Tigger grabbed 1 red brick, but that one he grabbed costs 2 mil, which is ×4 multiplier. So an easy way to remember how much the red bricks actually cost is if you're in villain level, the first level it's 100k, the second level it's 200k, third level 300k. That's like it increases with 100k every time. For episode or for episode 4, it's actually a mil each time, and in Hero it's increments of 10,000. And we see Tigger actually going to do episode 3 and probably also 6. Which I want to say actually seals the deal for Nolan. He can do... No, it's coming down. No, Tigger is ahead, I think. One of them has to do... this is a tough one. I think somebody has to get something in episode 6 to win. I think episode 6 is actually the win condition here. Let's look at the card. If Nolan does the Rhythm Makes Withdrawal 10+ mini kits, a Daring Rescue No Room 1 skip, a surprise... Oh no. Daring Rescue 8+ mini kits, Breaking Blocks, and Enterprising Theft, Stealing the Show, Harboring Grudge... No, okay. Nolan probably is in the lead, simply by the fact that he can do almost everything now in Villain. He finished episode 1, he finished episode 2, so he has 2 Villain episodes ready to go. And Tigger doesn't have a Villain episode ready to go, basically. He can continue with episode 4, but obviously he's not doing it, and everything until it's going to 6-1 doesn't generate a bingo for him. Do we see here? Yes. I think no one tries to go for the story red brick here. Probably watched too many WBT's attempts. Again, score right now it's 8 versus 5. And going all the way to episode 6 only generates 3 goals, which is Joke's masterpiece, Dying of Laughter, and the prize for the Commissioner. So even if Tigger goes all the way to episode 6, he will be stuck at 11 goals. While Nolan can just ignore episode 3 and 6 and just like finishes out episode 4 and 5. So really interesting here. Like it looked like Tig was way ahead, but this routing choice maybe cost him the run. Smart backup from Tigger, going to the toxic waste to die on top. Not getting the respawn at the bottom. In Harboring a Grudge, there's the red brick. It's the only goal in 5-1. So now is the question, will Nolan go for it immediately and mark the goal? If he does so, it will actually kind of alert Tigger that he's in episode 5. But if he doesn't go for it... Oh, nice punch lodge. If he doesn't go for it and decides he will do it later, so Tigger doesn't know that he's there, would be also a smart move. But again, both players have no idea where the other one is. And based on the goals they marked lately, what was the last thing Tigger marked? The no glide suit. So he probably, maybe Tigger knows that, or Nolan knows that Tigger isn't like close to him. Still didn't show the hostage. Easy goal, super easy goal. Also good to farm a couple of stats here. Don't think any character needs stats, because they're probably trying to avoid the 3 red bricks. And episode 3 is not a fast one. It's episode 3, I want to say, is one of the toughest episodes in the game. Mainly because of 3-1, 3-2. Those 2 levels take a really long time to do optimally. And we're seeing that Nolan goes for 2-player strats here. And we know why the game was so laggy from Nolan, because he had VSync off by the looks of it. Does he grab? Yeah, he grabs Minikip for style. Jump onto the ventilation fan and E-glide over. Position both players fell down, so he can actually make the E-glide. Gets it. Nice. Nicely done. And it looks like Tigger is actually going for the bomb suit skip here, which is an FTT BRC you can do to actually skip the bomb suit here. It saves a couple seconds. It's one of those strats that is kind of difficult to do quickly, but it's still worth it. It's still faster than actually doing it the intended way. Couple of setup he's doing right now. It probably needs 2 FTT changes. If you stand inside the thing while it's built, you can do it with only one FTT change or one epic clip. And Nolan doing this jump, this is a really weird jump because you can't get an edge jump right here. If you're over the railing or over the edge, you can't jump anymore. Or you can still jump, but it's like the window to jump is way smaller. And he goes for a super cool strat here, which involves dropping in player 2 and auto drop out to get the AI to pull the other lever. See, and he gets it first try. Really nice. It's a really cool strat. A really safe strat as well. And he meant to go into the lasers there. Misses some inputs there to skip the whole bottom side of the room. It's really important for this skip Nolan does right now to hold nothing on the D-pad or the analog stick, because that greatly reduces your speed. But if you just hold neutral on the control stick, you can get those really nice E-glides to skip the whole bottom room. And we see him not going for a hole in the wall here. And by the looks of it, Tigger got some cycle skips. Let's see. And it jumped to the wrong side. But let's see if we can manage to like back it up here. Probably waits until she stands still again to position himself for the next cycle skip. Yeah, that's what he does. She will always jump to the opposite direction where you are, like the farthest away from both players. So if she stands still, you can really nicely set it up. They were now able to mark stealing the show, the hostage. Yeah, and they already did. And the other nice thing is the last goal in episode 5, which is again one of the shortest episodes of episode 2. You don't have to finish Arctic World to get the hostage. You can just get the hostage with a super quick hostage to actually grab and exit out of the level. And Tigger trying to set up for another cycle skip, but again, it's kind of hard sometimes to predict where Harlequin will be going. But he managed to get at least 5 cycle skipped, I think, if I saw everything correctly. And every cycle skipped is like a good thing. And on Nolan's end, we see he doesn't go for new strat by the looks of it, or newer strat. Basically, it's an IL strat, or originally found as an IL strat. So you don't go to this backside anymore. So you go back to the previous room to grab the torpedoes. And you want me to see it, so you can actually grab it and leave immediately again. See, slowly but surely, Nolan's catching up. So he will be, after this level, he's in a daring rescue, where he can grab or not do room 1 skip. Not a huge deal, like half a minute slower. He can go for mini kits, and he can also continue to Arctic World, grab the hostage immediately leaves, and do the mini kits and the red brick. And that gives him 4 more squares. I don't think Tigger can go all the way to 6-5 in that time. But again, Tigger has everything done in episode 4 already. So he can still go back to episode 4 and finish out. That would be also a pretty nice thing to do. Wait until Nolan has done everything in episode 5 and starts working in episode 4, and then Tigger will be finished with episode 3, and he will finish off episode 4. And then that will be the win condition for Tigger. Okay, so the win conditions right now is for Nolan to do episode 4 and 5 before Tigger realizes, basically. And for Tigger it is to wait until Nolan has done everything in episode 5, then going back to episode 4 and finish off episode 4. Because then he has the head start in episode 3 and 6. Which is like, if that's the plan Tigger has, that's like an amazing like mind game he did right now. Nolan trying to grab this red brick. Probably still trying to get some of the villain red bricks. Not sure how he does stat-wise, if he's like good on stats. Oh, Tigger getting the killer morph cutscene skip actually. And again, Nolan deciding not to go for the red brick anymore. It all comes down now what Tigger does. Nolan is kind of in a better position, but depending what Tigger decides to do next actually decides how the match or the race will end. If Tigger decides to continue with episode 6, or continue with episode 3 and 6, it's actually GG and Nolan will win. If Nolan or if Tigger decides to go and finish off episode 4, which is the 10 mini kits, which he already has free play available, and going to Breaking Blocks and get the mini kits in Enterprising Theft and Breaking Blocks, that will decide who's gonna win this one. And by the looks of it, Nolan is going out into to grab some more stats here. Yeah, the 3, he needs 600,000 stats to buy 3 red bricks. See what he decides to do next. He goes back to grab this red brick. Again, both players familiar with free play, so they should know the fast, or Nolan should know the threats, especially in this level. It's basically the same level. The extras, there's only the toxic, the invincibility that helps going through the toxic waste, but that's about it. interesting decision to go for the red brick here. It kind of makes sense, but I wouldn't like prioritize this goal. I would prioritize the other goals first. Because this goal is like tied to so many things. You need to get red bricks and you need to get enough studs. And there's other goals where it's only getting one of those things. Gets a red brick. Oh yeah, that's a red brick, yeah. Harboring a Grudge is this level, right? Rocking the Dogs is... Oh yeah, I was wrong, yeah. Okay, it makes total sense to get this red brick now. I'm sorry, I mixed up 2 levels. I mixed up Rocking the Dogs and Harboring Grudge. So yeah, you can see I mix up levels as well. It's not only Tigger or anybody else actually. It's a pretty common mistake to actually mix up those levels. And now he continues. Ooh, we can't do this skip if he wants to get the goal marked. And he doesn't do it. Nice. Ah, it's been so long since I saw this thread. Amazing to see it again. Actually, thinking about it, Tigger is still in the lead. Ah, it's so tough to say. It's really tough to say. I like both plays the players did. The biggest mistake for Nolan would be to go into episode 3 next. Doesn't have to go there at all. If Tigger goes into episode 6 next, still a tough one. Basically, it all comes down who is faster. Can Tigger go all the way to Dying of Laughter and get the hostage before Nolan finishes off episode 4 stuff and goes and finishes Green Fingers? If Tigger is faster there, Tigger will win. If Nolan can finish off everything until Green Fingers, while Tigger doesn't have done the Dying of Laughter hostage, Tigger will win. And again, we see Nolan trying a strat a couple of times and deciding it's not worth going for it. It's a really smart move. We also saw that on Tigger's end a couple of times, that they decided it's not worth wasting any more time on this skip. I just go for the little bit slower strat, which I'm confident enough to get it in the first couple of tries, than risking minutes on a strat that saves like 5 seconds. Or on Nolan's side, it would save more than 5 seconds. Nolan also grabbing mini kits along the way. Already second. And we see Tigger not going for holy skip here. Ooh, nice Sicko jump on Nolan's side. Another FTT jump to skip like a certain part of the level or of this room. It skips the whole tube on the right side. And trust me, getting this penguin into the small manhole, it's way harder than it actually looks. Ooh, that's a cool strat. Didn't know about that, but that's a cool strat to do, to reload the room to skip the cutscene. It's interesting. You can tag move through the cutscene, which is what I usually try to do. But also for me, tag moving is switching characters over and over during the cutscene and to maintain movement. Does he go? He should go to the mini kit on the right side here. I'm generally trying to get mini kits that are really far into the level is worth so you can avoid going there in the free play visit. So by grabbing the mini kit on the right side here, you could avoid going to this room at all in this free play revisit. So now it's moment of truth. What will Tigger do? Does he continue with the 10 plus mini kits? Or will he go to episode 6? Probably will decide the game now. That could be the game. Going into episodes 4, denying all of the goals to Nolan there would be the smart move on Tigger's end right now. So, because if Tigger doesn't go to a... Nolan, you can drop out, you can finish playing the level. You got the hostage. If Tigger decides to just go to episode 4, do everything episode 4, Nolan is forced to do episode 3 and 6 next. And Tigger has a 5-level advantage there. Nolan, you could just stop playing this level and you're good. So again, it's the same scenario as Tigger was in at the beginning of the match, that you don't have to finish the level to get the hostage saved. The hostage saves every time, like as soon as you finish or get the hostage, you have the hostage saved. There's no need to actually finish this level right now. And Tigger grabs the red brick here, which is his second red brick he grabs. So maybe he plans on getting the buy 3 villain red bricks. But again, he got the 4-2 red brick, which is 2 million. So you can basically rule out that he gets this red brick. So technically speaking, he has 2, but in practice he has only 1. Or he only has 1 viable red brick. Yeah, he doesn't go for to skip here, obviously. No swag mini kit. Ooh. Nolan goes for the lowland trigger here. That's a good start. You should get the respawn on top. Ooh. Misses it the first time. Missed second time. He needs to spam the jump button. You see that Tigger doesn't know the solution for the color puzzle. So he goes back and does the duck jump, which means he can't mark this goal. So the setup that Nolan is going for is the up left, or left and up on the D-pad, then spam double jump. He needs to spam it, else it won't work. And Tigger, on the other hand, goes for the V-sync off strats for the duck jumps. It's basically a series of jumps with V-sync on and V-sync off to get over the invisible wall. And decides it goes. Does he go back and tries to do it again? The solution is inside this house. I figured it out. It's middle, left, right. I would have forgotten probably as well. And Nolan gets it, finally. Marks the Arctic Bird hostage, which could have saved like at least 4 minutes here. Now he needs to go back into Daring Rescue to grab some mini kits. And then he just needs to go into episode 4. Actually, the smart move right now would be to do episode 4 first. He has a huge lead in episode 5. Like, Tigger can't catch up in episode 5. He's going to episode 4. Deciding? It looks like he's deciding. He's going for more stats. And we see Tigger. If Tigger... Ooh, Nolan goes into episode 4. Nice. if Tigger decides to quit episode 6, goes to episode 4, and continues on with episode 4, that could also be a really good move on his end. So again, let's take a quick overlook. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on Nolan's side versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Nolan caught up like entirely, and we see Tigger continues on with episode 6. Oh no, he finished. Now it's getting super interesting. Because Tigger knows that Nolan finished episode 5. Oh, what does he do? What is he doing? Tigger should go to episode 4 now because he knows Nolan finished episode 5. And he also knows that Nolan has access to episode 4. It's fast build. Okay, it gets only fast build. Yeah, Tigger knows what Nolan has access right now, which is episode 4. Ooh, now we have a race. What does Tigger decide to... Oh, Nolan missing the jumps here. What is Tigger deciding to do? Is he going for the red brick here? Or for the mini kits? For the mini kits. So now it comes down who knows the minikit better. By the looks of it, Tigger doesn't know where the minikits are. So if Nolan quits out of this level and does it right away, and he knows better where the minikits are, he could pull ahead here. Because Tigger only got 2 minikits and he grabbed 1 in the final room. You need to drive a car into this minikit, a red car into the building there to get the minikit. It doesn't look like Tigger doesn't know where all the minikits are. And he will miss that minikit by the looks of it. He scanned everything. No. Yeah, Tigger will miss that minikit. And Nolan goes to farm stats, I believe. So yeah, Tigger doesn't know the minikits, and Nolan goes to farm stats. Oh no, I know what Nolan does. Probably farming stat and getting a red brick here. Okay, Nolan goes to get stats here first, and then the red brick. Again, it all comes down what Tigger does still. Tigger has done everything in episode 3, and Nolan hasn't. So if Nolan can finish off to really make throw 10 plus minikits before Tigger does it, he still wins. And Tigger missed a minikit here in the first room. And it's a minikit that's kind of easy to miss if you don't know how to get it. You have to drive a red car into the building. And it's something you wouldn't try over and over again. Like, he will end this level of 9 minikits, and I don't believe he will try to drive a red car into a building, basically. Nolan getting this minikit, probably buying it immediately and also activating it so he can get more stats for the other levels. Figure about to 100% clear this level. Right now, Nolan has enough stats to buy 2 villain red bricks. But again, that's not a goal I would say or to prioritize. There's so many easier goals still on the board. Dot magnet and minikit detector. Nolan, it's 7 minikits. There's another minikit on the far, or like in the background. And on the top right, inside the windows, there's one. This one he saw. But he's still missing 2 minikits. And looking if he has, oh no. So let's see if Nolan knows the minikits. No, he already missed the first one. Unless he grabbed that one in story, but I don't think he did. But it looks as if it is trying to grab the red brick here immediately. He forgot, that's a classic Xenor. He forgot to pull the bomb. So both players right now having only 1 red brick. But again, Nolan actually... Tigger has grabbed 2 red bricks, but the second one he grabbed was on the rocks, which is 2 mil. But yeah, this red brick costs 1 million. It's definitely not something you should go for. He could go back into 5-2 to grab the red brick there. Both grabbing the red brick here, which is fine. It gives them more red bricks, but they won't like really use it at all. And Tigger still search for this mini-kit. Again, it's not an obvious mini-kit at all. But he's back. Let's see. If he decides to drive a random red car. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And he found it. Now it comes down, will Tigger continue with episode 6? Or will he go or continue with episode 4? Smart move would be episode 4. And let's see. Yeah. That should be the win for Tigger. Because Tigger has everything ready to go in episode 4. Enterprising Theft, 3+ mini kits. Breaking Blocks, 2+ mini kits, which gives him 12 goals. But he already has everything done to go to Joke's Masterpiece and Dying of Laughter. Really interesting, good plays from both players. For Tigger decides it's not worth to continue with episode 2 after a certain point, and for Nolan realizing episode 6 is not needed for his route, and just let Tigger waste time in episode 6 basically. For both really good plays, and also like the snipe at the beginning. We've seen Tigger getting the first mini kit already. And there's an FTT grab to get this mini kit here. But he doesn't go for it, which means he has to get a free play mini kit at the end. But there's so many fast and easy free play mini kits to grab in the first room. And laser skip. Laser skip, nice. Again, super good plays for both opponents. And again, Nolan, he still hasn't completed anything in episode 3, so everything episode 6 is basically out of his league right now. But Tigger can like really easily finish off episode 4 right now, and he's already in the lead in episode 6. So at this point, I think it's fair to say that Tigger will be winning this one. I didn't look, but did Tigger grab the mini kit in the end room here? I think he's going to grab it now, if he hasn't already. Hasn't grabbed it yet. Doesn't make it in time there. And Tigger going back 4-4, while Nolan is finishing up episode or 4-2. And again, they're super easy, two super easy mini kits here. Nice. Goes for freeze flight. Second one, he still needs one more, which probably gets the one top here. Behind the magnet wall, or the glass one will probably be smarter to grab. He has to be careful not to get pushed inside the door where the cops come out, because he can soft lock in there. That's the third mini kit. Now it's breaking blocks, 2+ mini kits. And probably smart to grab the one in the end room now, because if pilots stay off, you can skip all of the helicopter stuff. And he does pilot stay off. They should have grabbed the mini kit right at the beginning here. There's the one at the bottom of the map, which you can grab. Look, get it. Ah, respawned back there. Ah, didn't set it correctly. Not sure if he practiced the skip enough, since he decided after second try it's not worth doing it. Does he grab the minikit at the bottom? Then again, does Tigger know the minikits in this level? You only need to grab 2. You need to deal with the enemies, else the super jump won't work. As he doesn't jump. Again, not setting the correct respawn point. You really need to stand still in the background there to get that respawn point. Like the whole entrance basically doesn't give you a respawn point, the whole stairs. But he needs to go into the corner more. And he exits out of the level. And Tigger now realizing the other one is also 1 million. Tigger getting a mini kit here. It's really nice. So you only need to grab 1 more, and there's like 3 more available to grab. Nolan getting his next mini kit right now. Tigger managed to get it. Nice. And again, we see Nolan's PC or laptop really struggling with VSync off. At least it gets fast loads. And again, there's their second bingo they're doing, and like their first tournament ever. They haven't had really much experience with this format. So again, they're doing a really good job here. Nolan inside the garage here to get these mini kits here. There's the pieces you can grab in here, and there's also the car. He has every character needed to get both mini kits. But it's kind of hard to tell right now since his VSync is still off. But by the look of it, he has 7. There's still 1 in the boss room. So grabbing that gives him the last mini kit he needs for this goal. And Tigger got 1 mini kit. He only needs 1 more. So he can either go into free play. They either need to go, or Tigger needs to go back into free play, which he probably will do, or he grabs the one in the boss room. And the good thing, Tigger has jokers, so he could also grab this one in free play, which is a required joker use. The piggy on the right side is spawned in, but it's not active. Nolan should have enough stats to buy at least the minikit detector now. And he still needs another red brick 100k stat. So if you look at the score again, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for Nolan. Did he do... Need to go back into what? Did he grab the last mini kit? Not sure if he grabbed the last mini kit here. That's another goal he could mark. Let's go back into the vault to see if he actually grabbed the mini kit in the final room. And he grabbed it, so I can mark that for him. So will Tigger grab the mini kit in here? Oh, he actually marked it himself. By the looks of it, he builds the robot. So he could grab it. He knows how to do it. You have to get like a specific angle, but it's not too bad. And again, Tigger with 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he goes for it. So if he can manage to get it, you need to walk into the wall first. Probably decides to just go in free play and grab a free play one. And Nolan grabbing the red brick here. But again, Nolan needs to go all the way still to episode 6. Because the tiebreak is Dying of Laughter or Joke's Masterpiece Red Brick. Next goal, and now it's rushing to the Joke's Masterpiece and grab the red brick there. And Nolan going to start of episode 3, it looks like. Again, there's 2 more levels for Tigger. And then free play revisit, and he has the game. And again, the match will be finished once somebody gets 13 goals. Tigger doesn't waste any time grabbing the red brick here. He knows he needs one more goal to finish. He still doesn't know where Nolan exactly is. Ooh, Nolan goes for episode unit here. And he gets it. Nice. Really nice bomb throw. And that's something that always happens. Those things in the middle of the map they always destroy your bombs. The 6-3 red brick sadly not possible in story. We would need to wait to clip out of bounds to grab it in story. Then it could be theoretically possible to grab, I think. But as of right now, we don't have a way to clip out there. So they still have, or Tigger still has to finish the level and then go back in free play. But luckily it's right at the beginning, so that's a really quick free play revisit. And also no soft look on Tigger's hand. So we're looking at a sub 230 time for Tigger here. If he gets the skips in this level decently fast. And he FTTs it to make sure he gets it, but he overshoots it because of the FTT. If you have fast build, there's an easy backup you can do here. Just build the Joker machine, jump on top of the machine and push the first statue. It's a way easier jump to actually do. And he goes for the cash away. You can't blame him. It's so far ahead, probably just wants to finish it out now. But again, he doesn't know where Nolan is. Nolan hasn't marked a goal in quite some time. So Tigger might be thinking he went to episode 6 immediately to beat him. Nolan could maybe get another goal in if he gets the another red brick. He has the money, I think now, or he's close to having the money. And again, we see the same thing that we see through the whole run. Both players trying the skips, and if they don't work, they decide to go for the backup, which is such a smart move. Again, both players not as familiar with the story strats in the levels. They're more familiar with the free play strats. They know the basics of it. So for both players, it's like an easy improvement for the next bingo if they learn a couple more strats, they can bring their time down by like half an hour. But still, for the first lockout, like both the runners haven't done a lockout. I think besides Prince and Waylon, nobody actually in the community really has done a lockout bingo. Completely different experience than triple bingo. Both doing a great job here. Ooh, almost getting lamb chop. And Tigger doing the tag movement. Nolan needing 30,000 more stats. He can grab the 10k stats, he has Stat Magnet. You need to buffer this jump input to get it to work. And now it's a free play visit for Tigger, and that should be the game. And really nice to see that both players went for the FTT strat to skip the bomb suit. Nolan exiting out. Now it's like a minute still to grab the red brick. Can do a quick double jump on the right side. Or they could also freeze fly, technically. I want to double jump that gap. It's possible even with Joker and Scarecrow to get across, but it's so much easier if you just double jump it. And now it's just the box puzzle. Need to push it all the way till it spins. Last one isn't in right now. So let's get ready on time. Soon as it exits out of level 23, 24. And that's GG. That's the game. Let's ask the runs if they want to do an interview.
That's game, right?
That's game, yeah. GG. You want to do an interview?
Sure.
How did it feel?
I felt sloppy. I feel like I knew what he was doing pretty well. Like from the beginning, I went to one, and then I looked at the board and completely realized there were the two goals on 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just felt that it would have been better. Like you saw me finish that level, and then I just went straight and got the hostage because I thought that would scare him off the level.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what he did after that because I didn't know I beat him for that. But
He went for the no glide suit.
that's
He
what I
probably
thought
wanted,
he was doing. Yeah.
he wanted to do no glides and hostage probably on the same time. And you went in there and sniped his hostage. And then he exited out of the level later on.
Oh, okay. Because then I came back in and did no glide, but no, it felt pretty good. I was just playing so sloppy near the end. Like I just didn't know what goals I was going for really.
Yeah. It was, you made a really important call by going back from episode 6 to episode 4 and
Yeah,
going for the 10 mini kits there. If you have continued to be inside episode 6, Nolan probably would have won. Because he had all of episode 5 and 4 like ready to go. Your game is showing. So like if you would have continued for episode 6, Nolan could have done episode 4 and 5 and finished out those two, and then he would have enough goals to actually beat you with only like you, if that makes sense. It's not
Wait,
like,
could you repeat that?
yeah, sure. So you went into episode 6, and episode 6 only gave you basically 3 goals, right? Dying of Laughter, the joke's masterpiece, and the surprise for the commissioner. And
Yeah, I was counting that. I just realized that it would have been faster for me to go get fast build. Like my plan was to go get fast build and then come back and do those. But I struggled on like what was it? The last one, 4 or 5, like finding the mini kits.
yeah, also in 4-1, you struggle with the 1 mini kit
Yeah.
where you had to drive the car into the building or into the like the small house. But yeah, that was actually the play that like won you the game. Going back into episode 4 there to grab like finish off those goals. Because Nolan hasn't done anything in episode 3 or 6, and you were so far ahead at this point.
That's what I was pretty sure because when I saw him going for Arctic World, and I saw he also finished that he also did one like Riddler World, like the first one, so complete all of World 1. Then I knew I could go and snag it. Like he just snagged a lot of those ones that I left dangling there, like Poisonous Appointment, 5 Minute Kid and stuff. I was just gonna go get those way later, but I should have got them earlier.
Yeah. GG to you, Nolan, as well.
Yeah, I got mind games. I'm not happy, but I had fun.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Definitely, yeah. Did you know at any point where the opponent was?
Yes. So my plan, I was just gonna hop out. I was gonna hop into episode 2 and just do episode 2. So I saw he got the hostage, and I didn't want to try and like race him to objectives. So I just left to go to episode 1. So I started doing that. At some point, I realized he was in episode 1, but he didn't get any of the objectives. So I was able to snipe the story mini kits and the poisonous appointment mini kits.
Yep.
And after that, so I was like, he's at episode 1. My original plan was to be at episode 2. So I just
Yeah.
went back to episode 2 and started doing those. Um, I think I would have won if I had just gone for the episode 4 mini kits, but I chose not to.
Yeah.
I saw because I was going for it, and I saw Tigger take the enterprising theft one,
Hmm.
and I was like, but then, yeah, so I stopped going for it, but he also stopped going for it, I think.
Yeah,
So I
Tigger
put it
already
aside.
was in 6-2 at this point.
Yeah,
So he had like quite a lead there.
yeah,
It was a really interesting play at the beginning. You went for the no glide suit immediately. Tigger,
yeah.
in the meantime, finished 1-1 and went and sniped the hostage. He took the glide suit and just grabbed the
Yeah.
hostage. And then also, I probably think you don't know, but you can just exit out of the level if you get the hostage. It
Oh,
saves the hostage
no. Just
because you
finish it.
finished off Arctic World.
Yeah, I thought if it was in the story, I had to finish it.
You know, it's both
I
in
don't think
story
it
and
would.
free play. You
Yeah,
can just exit out of the level.
I don't think it would have mattered, but
Yeah, but just for the next round. Right, I think that concludes everything. And I would just suggest sticking around. The next level, it's myself. That's the final like match of like the first bracket, first round. Afterwards, it's going to be Senior against Tigger, and then it's going to be the winner of my match against Note, and then next match would be Nolan against the loser of my match against WBT. Yeah, that's it. I think we should rate T Fresh, who's doing Harry Potter. So if you want to see some Harry Potter action, stick around. And thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye.